Members, it is 2:30. We have attained the quorum and now call the meeting to order. Item number 1, confirmation of minutes of meeting. Minutes of the 9th meeting held on December 9th, 2016. Please refer to CB2 388/16 to 17. As of today, members have not raised any particular comments on the minutes. Can I take the minutes as read? All right, thank you. Item 2, matters arising. Report on meeting with the CS. There is nothing in particular to report to members. Item 3, business arising from previous council meetings. A, Legal Service Division report on bill referred to the House Committee in accordance with Rule 54(4). Arbitration Amendment Bill 2016 LS 14/16 to 17. I'd like to call upon the legal advisor to brief us on the bill. Madam Chair, the bill seeks to provide that disputes over intellectual property rights, or IPRs, may be resolved by arbitration, and also that it is not contrary to public policy to enforce arbitral awards involving IPRs. It is also there to update the list of contracting parties to the Convention on the recognition and enforcement of foreign arbitral awards. The administration briefed members of the AJLS panel on the 26th of January. Members generally were supportive of the introduction of the bill. We are still scrutinizing the details. Members may wish to set up a Bills Committee. Bills Committee to look into this. The Vice Chair so proposes. Any member wishing to join, please jot down the names. Mr. Holden Chow, Edward Yu, James Toh. There will be further circulation. B, Legal Service Division report on subsidiary legislation gazetted on December the 9th and tabled in Council on December the 14th. Legal advisor, please. Madam Chair, please refer to paper LS 18/16 to 17. There are 6 items there. The first one is Declaration of Mental Hospital Consolidation Amendment of Schedule Order 2016. This is to amend the schedule to declare that the 4th floor of blocks L and M of Kwai Chung Hospital as part of the Kwai Chung Psychiatric Observation Unit. This went into effect on the 7th of December 2016. Thank you. Right. Declaration of Mental Hospital Consolidation Amendment of Schedule Order 2016. Subcommittee. If not, legal advisor, please. Madam Chair, the next 2 are the Merchant Shipping Local Vessels General Amendment Regulation 2016 and Merchant Shipping Local Vessels Safety and Survey Amendment Regulation 2016. This is to amend the ordinance to cover the operation and maintenance of automatic identification system and also the radio telephone equipment and very high frequency radio telephone communication, and there are also penalties for violation of the provisions. According to the administration, in 2012, the administration set up a commission inquiry regarding the Lama tragedy, and these recommendations are made in response to that. On the 27th of May, 2015, the administration consulted the panel on economic development. Members generally were supportive of the proposals. There are 4 stages for implementation. This 1st of December 2017, March of 1st 2018, and there are some that will be coming into operation on the date to be appointed by the SFH. All right, Merchant Shipping Local Vessels General Amendment Regulation 2016 and Merchant Shipping Local Vessels Safety and Survey Amendment Regulation 2016. To see the need for a subcommittee, Mr. Yik and Mr. Ho. Any member wishing to join, there'll be further circulation. The other 2 are the Construction Workers Registration Exemption Regulation and Construction Workers Registration Ordinance Amendment of Schedules 1 and 1A, Notice 2016. In 2014, through the amendment ordinance, the registration system for workers was implemented. Basically, anybody who is not a skilled or semi-skilled worker for a particular trade division, he is not supposed to work in the work site for that discipline. But there is also this worker cross arrangement. The proposal here is to exempt certain emergency construction work, certain small-scale construction work, and certain small-value construction work, the value of which doesn't exceed $100,000, and registered construction worker who personally carries out on a construction site and he has been granted a relevant exemption, will be exempted. And the other one is the amendment of Schedule 1 and 1A. In Schedule 1, there are 3 trade divisions that are added, and they can carry out worker cross arrangement. On the 8th of November 2016, the panel on development was consulted. Members were generally supportive of these, although some members asked about the justifications for exempting certain emergency construction work and small-scale construction work. All right, Construction Workers Registration Exemption Regulation and Construction Workers Registration Ordinance Amendment of Schedules 1 and 1A, Notice 2016. Any subcommittee needed? Dr. Edward Yu proposes. Any member wishing to join? Right, please jot down the names. There will be further circulation. Legal advisor, please. The last one, Madam Chair, is companies winding up and miscellaneous provisions amendment ordinance 2016 commencement notice 2016. This is to appoint the 3rd of February 2016 or 17 as the day on which the companies winding up and miscellaneous provisions amendment ordinance 2016 comes into operation. The idea is to enhance the protection for creditors, streamlining the winding up process and strengthening regulation under the winding up regime, and so on. A subcommittee was formed during the last term. Right? Companies winding up and miscellaneous provisions Amendment Ordinance 2016, Commencement Notice 2016. Any subcommittee needed? If not, we proceed accordingly. For amendments, the deadline is 11th of January 2017. Item 4, reports of Bills Committee and subcommittees. Report of the Subcommittee on Inland Revenue Ordinance, Amendment of Schedule 17E, Notice 2016, Paper CB 1281, 1617. Mr. Kenneth Lau.
Chairperson, Hong Kong is committed to implement automatic exchange of financial account information in tax matters on a reciprocal basis with appropriate partners by end of 2018. The notice seeks to include Japan and the United Kingdom as reportable jurisdictions with 2018 as the reporting year and set out 100 participating jurisdictions committed to adopting AEOI by 2018, thereby enabling Hong Kong to commence AEOI with Japan and the United Kingdom in 2018. The subcommittee raises no objection to the notice. In the course of deliberations, the subcommittee has examined the administration's approach for the inclusion of reportable jurisdictions and the operational arrangements for AEOI with these jurisdictions. The subcommittee has noted that the Inland Revenue Department will develop an AEOI portal for financial institutions to submit notifications and file returns electronically. It has also discussed the look-through requirement under the AEOI standard laid down by the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development and issues related to the list of participating jurisdictions. Neither the subcommittee nor the administration will propose amendment to the notice. Members are invited to note the deliberations of the subcommittee as set out in the written report. Thank you.
唔該，梁繼昌議員。
Thank you. Mr. Leung. B. Report of the Subcommittee on Marine Parks Designation Amendment Order 2016, paper 283/16 to 17. Madam Tanya Chan. I'll be speaking in Chinese. Thank you, Madam. The purpose of the Marine Parks Designation Amendment Order 2016 is to designate the brothers as a marine park to mitigate the loss of Chinese white dolphins' habitats caused by the reclamation and marine works of the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge. The subcommittee discussed the administration's measures to manage marine parks and to promote ecotourism and the enforcement action to combat illegal fishing. Some members expressed concerns over the fishing permits in the marine parks and fisheries management measures that stifle the sustainable development of the fishing trade. They urged the administration to review and improve those measures. The administration indicated that a review has already started on the fisheries management in marine parks and stakeholders will be consulted. The SC members generally did not object to the order, nor will amendments be made by the SC or the administration. The deliberations are sent out in the report for members' information. Thank you. Just a reminder that for those two items, the deadline for amendment is the 11th of January 2017. For amendments, the deadline for notification is the 4th of January 2017, a Wednesday. Item 5, position of bills committees and subcommittees. Paper 389/16 to 17. As of 15th of December, there are 2 bills committees that are in action, and there are 12 subcommittees under the House and 5 subcommittees under panels to do with policies that are currently in action. There are 5 policy matters subcommittees that are on the waiting list. Paper on the Committee on Rules of Procedure, minor amendments to rules or procedures and House rules, paper crop 16/16 to 17. Madam Chair, Madam Chair, the crop would like to seek members' views on some minor amendments to the crop and House rules, as well as the consequential amendment to the handbook for chairman of panels. First, the proposed amendments to the ROP is to align the way the basic law is referenced to in the ROP with that of the Hong Kong laws. Also, the content and text of certain provisions in the ROP are proposed to be amended to make sure that they are textually accurate. The proposed amendment to the House Rules and Handbook for panel chairman is to reflect the existing arrangement that with additional resources allocated to the Secretariat, the Secretariat can service up to 10 subcommittees on policy issues instead of 8 at any one time. The proposed amendments to the ROP are set out in the paper. Members are now invited to endorse the amendments in Appendices 1 and 2, and also for me to move a resolution at Council meeting to seek Council approval for the amendments. The resolution is sent out in Appendix 5. The committee also invite members to endorse the proposed amendments to the House Rules and Handbook for Panel Chairman as set out in Appendices 3 and 4.
Thank you, Mr. Paul Chair. So, members, do we agree that the House Rules, the rules of, and the Handbook of a Chairman for Panel should be amended as proposed? If it's agreeable, the Chairman of the Committee on ROP will move a motion to effect the relevant amendments. Number 7 on the agenda, proposal to set up a subcommittee under the House Committee to study issues relating to members' remuneration and operating expenses reimbursement. This paper CRM 190/1617. The purpose of the paper is to invite members to consider setting up a subcommittee under the House Committee to continue to study issues relating to members' remuneration and operating expenses reimbursement, including the proposals in paragraph 5, and that is the proposals put forward by the subcommittee of the 5th Legislature and which have not been taken on board. Do we agree that we should set up a subcommittee as suggested? Let me clarify a point. But this is not counted towards the quota of 10 subcommittees, indeed. And that is in accordance with our usual practice. I invite members to join this subcommittee. Mr. Chatterkan, we would issue a circular to invite members to join the subcommittee. Number 8, AOB. There's nothing under AOB. So thank you for your cooperation. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. Meeting's adjourned.